Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Good.
Looking for a little bit of a boost up on 6520.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Uh,
Yeah, no worries there. Too bothered about it. It's one of those right in around my school run with the kiddo. I was like, well,
yeah,
I thought I was having some nice acceptance for like an hour there.
there is. I mean,
Then dropped through.
there's definitely some good acceptance. I know Adam just tweeted that like he basically thinks we've just been back testing it for the past hour,
Mm,
which I guess is true from his vantage point, right? Because we've never actually cleared the danger zone here. So for him, it probably still is all part of the back testing process. But we're still accepting it nicely. So if we do push up here on the open, it could look good. I'm definitely eyeing it at this point.
is he referring? I'm just trying to pull up his tweet here. Is he referring to 25 level, which was his level from the newsletter, or the 20?
So he's been saying 6520 to 25, and then he said we've been back testing 6525 for an hour.
Yeah.
Must recover to see 6544. So he seems to not care too much about 6530 anymore. And it's kind of just like, hey, if we are able to clear the 2025 area, which is anyways his major level was 25. The low is at 20, which is probably why he's looking to see it all clear. It also lines up with the danger zone, right? So I'm sure he's eyeing this. So am I here. We do have good acceptance now, obviously. So just needs a little bit of momentum so far. It's been a little choppy, and I think one of the things I've tried to pick up from him is he also likes to use NAP when price is choppy.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something I have noticed. And so I guess, this would probably qualify as one of those where it's just like, we're kind of just chopping around 20, but there's no real like urgency to push out of it. So if price isn't showing any urgency, then, I'm gonna try to, you know, show the same by not entering until we clear it with some good force here.
Yeah, that's fair. So I was just to bring anyone up to speed. We're talking about the 6520 level here. I got into a trade here this morning around 8:45 ish, and I was looking at this kind of region here as acceptance of that low from the overnight session. But to Mike's point, oh geez, just made my pen ridiculously big. To Mike's point here, yeah, while it's tapping on the level, it's still quite choppy. We're not getting kind of clean swings up and down, and then a push through like you want to see. It's just kind of chopping, and then we did have a little bit of an impulse up through, which is what enticed me to take the trade. But yeah, per Adam's tweet, 25 here is the major level above, and you can see we've kind of tapped into it a couple of times and rejected both of those. So if we can get above that 25 now and clear, there's a potential entry, and he's kind of ignoring the 65-30 level. So the newsletter plan was kind of putting these two together as a zone. I think, did he say test 25 and recover 30 for the sort of the original idea? But obviously that's before we zoom out a little bit. That's before we set this low down here at 6520. But yeah,
Yeah, obviously coming into the session, we obviously sold quite a bit from last night. So a lot of these trade plans that we initially had kind of planned out for today are kind of thrown out the window. I mean, I think there's about a good three or four ideas that essentially are out the window, right? So that is the 6603 failed breakdown, the 6593 failed breakdown, the 6562 failed breakdown. So some three decent failed breakdown options, which are obviously not on the plan today. So we're kind of just left with this here, and then below here, it's a pretty bleak. There's no real setup until 6447.
mm-hmm.
So if we don't end up putting in a failed breakdown here, I mean, they're really. won't be a ton to do until we really get there.
Yeah. I mean, we could potentially put in a failed breakdown of this 6505 now. So that was another major level, right? The 6500 to 6505, that's bounced 20 points now. So just about meeting the requirement of a significant low, and it has the confluence of being at this major support level, which was pretty much kind of a breakout from Tuesday afternoon, where we really took off. So if we fade here off the open, flush and recover that 6505, that is, I think that's a potential entry. But beneath there, yeah, it's all hands off. I think Adam said it's kind of this or nothing for him, didn't he? He was like, sorry, it's this what's triggering right now, or the 6446. So yeah. So for me with this, it's one of those where you've got multiple stacked levels as well. So, apply NAP to 6520, puts you up to 6525, and then you got the 6530 over above it. So with each kind of increment of adding points, there's always a level above it, which is why I just decided to jump in tighter to the 6520. And for me, I'm trying to target 6530 on that one for a profit take. Okay, so yep, pretty clear plan, guys. Watch this 6525 here. If we can impulse up through it nicely off the open. What are your thoughts on trading the 6505? I mentioned that. Do you have any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is an option. It would definitely look a little better if we're able to push up a little bit more. Um, so, and the other thing, obviously, just to be wary of is the fact that if we do lose this low here, it would be a failure of a failed breakdown, which could kind of set up a sell. So just if you do like that, just be cautious and make sure that there is some sort of acceptance, or you're following the non-acceptance protocol. Don't rush into anything, because we could definitely sell pretty heavy if we're not able to reclaim that properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, so let's go and watch the open here in 5 minutes. Pay attention to the 6525 level. Nice acceptance of it, but wait for that trigger. Impulse up through it. If we can get it. If not, potential here, or if then it's 50 points down to that level, which is a fairly substantial retracement. Just on the bigger picture, we tagged the upper resistance of that channel to the tick. I didn't adjust that, I swear. And now we're selling back off. We're right at the 50% retracement of this move, or at least we were down at 6505. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Just wanted to see where that 64.46 was as the 50%. Okay, well, let's go see the opening bell. We'll catch you guys in the Discord. Yeah, Rover is saying there's unemployment news. I think that came in. I think AT said that was encouraging. I'm not sure what the number was.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like
also probably around noon today, since the market is closed tomorrow, we will do the second voice call today around midday. So do look out for that. I will post that later this morning for the Discord sometime around midday.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, market close tomorrow. So be careful engaging in longs later in the afternoon. Long weekend, a lot of potential for news-driven stuff over the weekend. Easter weekend, maybe that'll be good news. All right. Catch you guys in the Discord. Bye for now.